Welcome to the No Camps podcast. I'm Sunny G.
I'm Akash.
I'm Jason.
And in this week's episode, we're going to be doing something a little different. We've kind of not talked to each other we've talked to each other, but we haven't communicated about what we've watched in quite a bit of time. So we're going to take a little bit of time this episode and go around the table and discuss what we've been watching and why we should be watching that. So, or maybe we shouldn't be, right?
True.
And Jason, you've been watching some interesting stuff. Let's just jump right in. And what have you been watching?
Well, recently I saw Logan Lucky in the theaters, and I really liked it. It got like super high rating, and so I kind of went in and the beginning, I'm gonna be honest, is just it's a little slow, so I wasn't really sure what it was getting into, but it was like a really celebrity filled cast, like pretty much everybody in every scene of that movie. Like you see him and you recognize him, and so yeah, I kind of started slow, so I thought maybe it was got this high rating really just purely based on cast instead of story, and then it just like halfway through the movie it just like completely picks up and just like steamrolls. And I mean, it's a heist movie, and they have like a lot of like really common heist themes, but I don't know, it's very unique, and it takes place like around a NASCAR arena, and they're all like in West Virginia, so you see these like really famous people like Channing Tatum and Daniel Craig and stuff doing like these really thick like country accents, which is pretty funny. It adds like another layer to the movie. But yeah, it's really funny. It's good. I like the way it plays out. They hide like the right amount of information. They expose the right amount of information. I really like it. So yeah, if you can, go check out Logan Lucky. And then I also was watching King Kong Skull Island, or I guess is it just Kong Skull Island, or is it? Yeah,
I think it's just Kong Skull.
Yeah, I think it's just Kong.
Yeah. Okay. So I was watching that. I really liked it actually. You kind of go into it knowing it's a Kong movie, so it's a little cheesy, and you kind of have to give in to like some little weird, the weird like action movie tropes. But I really liked it. I mean, they have like again like those common themes. Like to me, Samuel L. Jackson's character was just like so stereotypical. Have you guys seen Kong Skull Island?
I've seen it.
You guys have seen it? Yeah. So like he's just kind of that cheesy military guy who just like blindly wants to like kill stuff. He just has no morals when he's that guy. But I love John C. Reilly. His character was just so funny. And
True.
To be honest, the two main leads, Brie Larson and Thomas Hiddleston. Yeah, nothing really special out of that. Those were not the performances I think about when I think about that movie. But I mean, I guess they were charismatic, so you kind of you'll watch when they're on screen. But no, I liked it, and it gave Kong like a backstory, which was kind of cool. You get a backstory from King Kong, which is kind of funny. And I like that he was, he served as that like protecting role in this movie,
Right?
Because that kind of makes sense. Because he was always stealing in the originals. What was the girl's name in the original King Kongs? The woman that he was always like,
It's the blonde one.
Jane? Is that whatever? Yeah.
It might be Jane. I think you're right.
But yeah, it kind of like gives reason behind that, because he is like the protector of man, and so he's kind of protecting this one woman. But yeah, no, I actually really like it. It's fun action. The colors are really amazing in the movie. I don't know if
I
you guys...
completely agree with you there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a beautiful movie. The CG was really beautiful. Story. I mean, the biggest takeaway for me was like, this is a good franchise origin story. Well done. Because this whole movie sets up like that whole universe, right? With like Godzilla and what are those things that come out of the water? I don't know. Whatever. There's like this whole like new universe of baddies that they have. I don't know.
You're talking about like
guys, you know what I'm talking about?
the
The Japanese thing. Yeah, the monsters that come out of the water. Like, come on, we know this.
I know what you're talking about.
I guess we don't. I like that there was more Kong in this than there was Godzilla in the latest Godzilla. But I thought Samuel Jackson, it's like just too campy. Like they're trying to start this. We're gonna eventually talk about Mummy, and part of my problem with both is that they're intentionally trying to set up a universe, and they're not taking them. They're either taking themselves like way too seriously for the genre of the universe, or they're taking themselves. It's just like they're just too campy and like too inconsistent with character development. Not to mention very shallow character development, right?
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like again,
But
the
I
main
mean,
characters,
it's like a typical,
like
it's a typical summer movie
Yeah.
flick that just delivers on the action set pieces and makes it.
Yeah.
It's like a fun watch.
the
you know?
scene that you get first off, you get introduced to Kong right away, which is awesome. It's not
Right.
like this build up, it's like first scene he's in it. And then when our characters get introduced to Kong, that scene is ridiculous. Like, and it's in the trailers, that scene where you see the helicopters, the Blackhawks, like flying off into the sun, and there's just like a giant figure of Kong standing there, and you're like, oh, dude, that was just the action in that was it was awesome.
Right.
Which is all you needed from a Kong movie. I mean, you don't need character depth in a King Kong movie. It's about Kong destroying stuff, So you can get it. So that's it.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, that was really fun. I agree with you. I mean, granted, I was watching that movie as I was doing laundry, so there's only so much that I got out of that movie.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's the appropriate level of interest you need to express in that movie in order to really enjoy it.
Agreed.
Yeah, completely agree. Didn't think I missed out on anything as I was folding my underwear during that movie.
Yeah, you turn and look, he's destroying stuff. You can look away for like 20 minutes, and you look back, he's destroying stuff again, and it's great.
The creativity of the monsters in that movie was pretty cool, though. I liked all the creatures that they came across in the forest. The big water buffaloes. Those are all really cool, like, I guess, ideas of what would exist on an island with a huge gorilla. And I don't know what the science is, how they got that big, but it's pretty cool.
Well, and I also like that the weird lizard. What do they call them in the movie? The lizards. The crazy with the skull crawlers. The skull crawlers. I like how those are the only like repulsively ugly animals. So it makes it really easy to like hate them as an audience.
Right.
These big monsters. These ugly things.
So that's Godzilla. What have you seen anything else, Jason? Or is that?
Well, that was Kong, but
sorry, that's what I meant. Kong. I was thinking about Godzilla.
No, that's really it. That's really all I have. Anything to say?
What about you, Sonny?
Two big things that stood out that I watched. American Vandal, which you saw the trailer, Akash?
I saw the trailer, and I'm on episode 3.
Okay, do you like it?
Yeah, I think it's freaking funny. It's good. It's like, Sonny, go ahead and explain, and then I'll jump in with some of my comments. I want to hear your thoughts.
So for those watching at home, the premise of the story, it's a satire on true crime. So so really think of a satire of Making a Murderer, where instead of a guy, this like kind of dumb hick getting accused of killing this woman and then going to jail, and then these documentarians come and start presenting evidence that might exonerate him. Instead of talking about this dumb hick in Minnesota or whatever, we're talking about a high school stoner. And instead of murder, we're talking about instead of going to jail for 18 years, we're talking about a guy getting expelled from school. And instead of murder, we're talking about a guy drawing 28 dicks on allegedly drawing spray painting 28 dicks onto the teacher's car in the teacher's parking lot. Teacher's cars, excuse me. And the characters that they meet are cast perfectly. Like, I'm telling you, when you watch it, you'll think Cinco Ranch, and I'm sure anybody will think their high school that they went to, and particular people that fit the stereotypes that they capture perfectly, in my opinion. And then the best part is the end of the season actually gets serious, but you're already like sucked in and invested through the humor that it feels by the end a real true crime documentary. So I fucking loved it.
Without spoilers, does that commentary that it makes at the end, is that about like, I guess, student interactions in school and how people treat each other? Or is it something more than that?
It's that and then some.
And then some. Okay.
And then some, yeah. But I don't want to say anything more. Yeah, just let it wash over you, because it actually takes like really weird, not weird actually, unexpected turns. Things that you wouldn't think that they would have nailed as well as they did. They go in that direction, and then they do a good job.
Right.
Yeah. So that's something I loved.
Yeah. And in the description, it sounds like something. Remember that joke in Superbad when he would when Jonah Hill's character went to jail because he, or not went to jail, sorry. He went to like the principal's office because he kept drawing penises everywhere. It's like that, just taking that to like the major extreme.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another high school student saying, and I think he might be innocent, and following him around with a camera and interviewing people as if it was like a student project.
From the little that I've
That's
seen right now, yeah, Sonny's description is completely on point. Like there are some characters in this movie, in this TV show that are just, you know that kid from high school. The little, the suck up, the guy that's like bragging about his sexual prowess and all that stuff. Like, you know, it catches everything, like the stoner crowds, the jocks, everything like that. And I love the way that they use like social media, which is a huge part of children in this day and age, to like document some of the stuff that the main character has done. And I think that's done brilliantly through the show to like give like feedback. Like we just talked about, so Jason just mentioned that he like drawing dicks, and then there's like Snapchat videos and like Instagram posts of like him drawing dicks on like teachers' tables, like, and that's used as evidence against him when he's expelled from school or whatever. But like you mentioned, Sonny, it's really well done, and it's funny. I'm really excited to finish that up, and yeah, we can talk more about it when I'm done.
Yeah. And for something that I hated, I was on a plane and they had The Wall with Aaron Taylor Johnson and John Cena.
Yeah.
And then some, you know, Arab guy, or a guy putting on an Arab accent.
John Cena was in the movie. Are you sure you saw him?
Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, that was really when I had the option of picking any of the movies to watch. That was the only reason why I decided to watch. I know what the story is about. I really don't care for Aaron Taylor Johnson that much.
Right.
And I think this is one of the best examples of why I don't like him. So do you guys mind if I walk you through the story here?
Oh, please do. I will never watch this movie, and I think it is the ultimate or penultimate airplane movie. Like, there is a genre called airplane movie, and The Wall seems like it fits every single characteristic of that. And mind you, I have not yet seen this movie, but I'm guessing that this is it. So go ahead, Sonny.
How about you, Jason? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at it. So is Aaron Taylor Johnson's the guy you said in that movie?
Yeah. So Quicksilver from Age of Ultron.
To the listeners, spoilers ahead for The Wall, and I'm not sure you guys
spoilers.
You care. So
okay.
Yeah. No. Don't like that guy either.
If there ever was a case to be made that you have to pass an IQ test to join the military, this movie is the case. Okay, let me start off with that. All right. So what happens is we open up on some desert hill in Iraq, Afghanistan. Like, does it really fucking matter? Some part of the these planes, and they're just making shit banter. Dialogue immediately turns me off to the movie. The only person that even convincingly plays their role is John Cena, and that's because he's like a roided out, Adonis of a man or whatever, sniping. Where, and it's okay. Sorry, let me get the plot moving. Aaron Taylor Johnson's got a shit scope that he's using because he's a sniper's sidekick. I forget, spotter or whatever.
Spotter, yep, that's it. Yeah.
So he uses a dead guy's, his ex-partner's scope or spotter glass or whatever, and it sucks. It's foggy. And in the process of fiddle fucking with it, John Cena gets shot. Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah. Then and he lets John Cena go just walk up to the place that they're spotting, which is kind of like a junkyard. There's a couple dead cars. Dead cars, you know what I mean, right? And like a big pile of garbage and some shipping containers and stuff. And there's a bunch of dead bodies everywhere. Sorry, I probably should have set that up as well. Yeah. But here, let me see if I can fast forward through the highlights of Aaron Taylor Johnson's character's massive fuck ups. So fuck up number one, he's fiddling with the spot, his scope, when he should be watching his partner, and his partner gets shot. Then he gets to the wall. He gets pinned down, and someone calls him, or he like radios in. It turns out it's spoiler alert. It's the Arab guy, the sniper that's trying to kill him, that has hijacked the radio and is trying to pretend to be someone from base. And the worst part is he even realizes this. Like, he's asking all sorts of questions that you wouldn't expect to be asking a superior that's offering you support. So it's like, it's kind of implying that he's suspicious, but he ends up giving away his position anyways. And then only later realizing that it's the Arab guy.
Sonny, wait, did he not notice the Middle Eastern accent coming through the radio? Or is that
he was doing an American accent?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, long story short, he's the Arab sniper is like trying to make conversation, trying to talk to him, trying to like, I don't know, playing like some sick fucking game of like, I know I'm gonna kill you, so just tell me about your life before I kill you, right?
Oh man.
Then he later realizes John Cena's awake and alive. John Cena slowly flips over to get a gun, and in the meantime, Aaron Taylor Johnson is talking to both the sniper and John Cena over 2 different radios. And then eventually he buzzes in and says the wrong thing, thinking he's talking to John Cena, but he's really talking to the sniper. And the sniper's like, oh, wait, who are you talking to? And then clouds clear up, boom, shoots John Cena. John Cena's dead. Then, yeah, I'm not joking.
Yeah, you lost me already.
Wait, I'm almost so bored. I don't know if we should let people suffer through the same torture you went through watching this movie.
Okay, well, then should I just tell you his fuck up at the ending?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually kind of. Okay, what happens in between? Just finish up.
He just proceeds to make mistake after mistake that ends up getting someone killed. Finally, so he runs out at one point in the movie, pretty early on, grabs a dead guy's radio, and he's trying to mess with it, trying to get, because it's like a long range radio, he's trying to get it to work, and he realizes the antenna's broken.
Whoa.
Keep in mind, his radio has a perfectly good antenna, but it was just shot with a gun. Okay. So, and then we're talking about literally an hour later in the movie, does he actually try taking the antenna off his radio and plugging it into the other one?
Uh-huh.
And it fucking works. It fucking works. And but I forget why he actually is not able to get in contact with the people he needs to get in contact with. But eventually the sniper is somehow able to call in for helicopter support for him. And then he finally figures out where the sniper is able to grab a rifle in a quick rush, shoot him, and then get into the helicopter. And then, spoiler alert, the sniper's still alive, shoots the helicopter pilot, the helicopter goes down. And that's what he's been doing. That's why the bodies were there in the first place, is that he's been baiting people to come to that place to provide support and just been annihilating them. Yeah, so that was The Wall. Saved you
Sounds
$10
great.
or torrenting it.
Not to be confused with Matt Damon's The Wall, right?
I think that's the Great Wall.
The Great Wall.
Yeah.
Which
the
I
Great
think
White
probably-
Man's Wall.
Yeah. Man, that sounded terrible. Did you watch that in one sitting, or did you fall asleep and then have to start that over?
Yes, you're on a
That's a real
I-
question here.
No, I was just actually I was lucky because this flight was only like half full. So I had the 2 seats next to me open.
Oh.
And so I just kind of like just was lazing around trying to be active, not to sleep that much. And this movie definitely kept me up from wanting to yell at the screen, but remembering I was on a plane, so I didn't.
This sounds like a really good 15-minute movie, but was dragged to what I'm guessing maybe 2 hours long by.
Yeah, this
the
would have
main
been a great
characters?
like a great short story or a great like student film.
Right.
But yeah, but
That's such a
I'm saying
bad
it's an
kid.
hour. It's an hour and 20 minutes long, and it probably could have been cut short an hour if the main character wasn't an idiot.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they weren't complete idiots, they wouldn't have just started walking up there. And even if they did, yeah, he would have figured out that one radio plus one radio equals one radio that actually works. Okay? So,
All right, so The Wall. That's a definite
Yeah.
recommend. Don't watch, and I won't be watching that. Did you
Do
see
not.
anything else on your flight that was worthwhile?
let's see. I watched. I watched that movie with Rachel Weisz, My Cousin Rachel, which was just weird, and another case of just a guy being a complete fucking idiot and deserving everything that happens to him. So that's all I'll say about that movie.
What genre movie is that?
It's like it's supposed to be a drama thriller. It's like it's set in
Drama, mystery, romance.
early 1900s, late 1800s, where he's a kid who inherits something, and he meets his cousins who died and who's inheriting from, meets his cousin's ex-wife, but then falls in love with her and thinks she's poisoning him, and that's all I'll say. It's not worth it.
Okay.
I actually didn't really even that I may have fallen asleep in because I don't remember how it ended.
All right, Sonny. Looks like the only thing we can get recommended from you is probably watching American Vandal. And
Totally.
I
8
agree with
episodes,
Sonny on
half an
that.
hour each. It's pretty easy watch. I binged it like
Yeah.
completely unexpectedly. My cousin recommended it. I was like, all right, I'll watch the trailer. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. Let's see.
Right.
First episode down, and finished it that night.
And I think I will praise that show. That I think that 30-minute length is the perfect time for that movie or that TV show.
Totally.
And I think all comedies work better when they have a shorter run length.
They honestly could have dragged some of the stuff out, but even though like it wasn't always high pace, high excitement, it just does this fantastic transition of starting out hilariously and as like a very obvious satire to sucking you in completely and forgetting that it's fake.
Right.
While still being hilarious. Like if you ever periodically remember that it's satire and not real, it like while you're watching it, everything just becomes 10 times more hilarious because like somebody wrote this, somebody told somebody to act this way and say these things that these fake high schoolers are saying. So anyways, I can sing praise all day. I actually much rather maybe dedicate part of an episode in the future to it after you guys have seen it.
Definitely. I think that's something we can do.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah. So we'll move along to what I've been watching. So I want to start with the movie It. Have you guys seen the original It?
The movie, the miniseries?
Either or. I wanted to know if you had seen either one of those.
Wait, are there two different ones?
There's two different ones. There's a miniseries and then there's a movie. It's like a 4-part miniseries and then there's an actual movie that came out.
Oh, not the okay. Sorry, I thought you meant there was a movie before the one that just came out. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen the miniseries. Sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Scared the shit out of me. I haven't seen any of it. Clown scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. So I think you both might know the story about me. I watched it at a mutual friend of ours' house in the 7th grade. About 10 minutes in, I said, "Nope, fuck this." Got on my bike and biked home in the dark, which is probably a worse idea than sitting and watching.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
Because I was shitting my pants on that bike ride home. Let me tell you, this is the most scared I've ever been in my life. So yeah, safe to say, clowns haunted the shit out of me. And
why did you see it? Why did you want to see it?
Getting to that, I think the marketing for this movie was brilliant. Like, there was not a YouTube video that I saw without a commercial for it, and they had a really good social media presence. They advertised the shit out of this, and I think that it's the largest grossing horror movie in the month of September. I think it made like
history.
In the history, shit. I think it made like 137 mil or something like that. That might be just opening weekend, which is maybe not. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but let me tell you about it. This was a really good movie. It's not particularly scary at all. I thought some of the scary scenes were more comical than anything else. But this is a really good coming of age genre movie. I think I've tweeted this before, but like, this movie would be a perfect anthology in the Stranger Things universe. Not just because one of the main characters is also in Stranger Things, but because of the way the story works. Like, there's a lot of mystery in the city of Derry. Like, if this is your first time watching this movie, it's like a great entry into the It universe. I can't comment on the previous ones because I haven't seen it, but the characters in this movie, the pacing, everything was well done except for maybe the horror, and that's like kind of a harsh criticism against a horror movie. Yeah. But as a movie, a movie as a whole, I thought it was a great movie as a whole. I know a lot of people are upset by that because they want a horror movie to be very scary, blah blah blah. But I think it fills in all the other parts to make this a really good movie, and I can see myself rewatching it. Not to mention the It in this movie, the clown, I think was very well acted, and I loved the makeup design and everything on that character. A lot of people didn't like it, but I think it did a good job. Maybe should have done a better job to scare me, but
it looks scary as fuck.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend y'all watch it.
Yeah. So, I mean, a follow-up question there, Akash. So you saw the trailers and you saw how like terrifying the trailers looked.
Yeah.
And you see the movie, and then you say that like, I guess those parts are somehow funny, which I don't understand what universe those are, because those look scary as hell. They're like down in a basement and a clown shows up. There's no way that's funny. But so
I don't know.
how do you feel about the like promotion of it being like a super scary movie and then walking out of it not being like a horrifying movie?
To me, I'm actually very happy because I hate scary movies. I don't really watch scary movies. So coming out of a scary movie and thinking that was comical was like a great, great
Like
relief. Yeah, it's a relief. I was like, hey, I can do scary movies now. Yeah, all right. But
well, believe me, it's a relief for me too. I can't remember what the last scary movie I saw with you in theaters.
Right. I don't think you have. I think
it was in high school, and you and Andy were like texting each other the whole time.
Yeah. As you guys know, I hate scary movies, but this one did a great job, guys. I think you should watch it. And there will be, I mean, this is not a real big spoiler because if you watch it, there's going to be part 2. The first movie was one large movie with the story of them as children and then them as adults. This one only handles the movie arc of them as children.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes back. It's supposed to come back with the chapter 2. But like you said, like I mentioned earlier, sorry, the marketing was well done because like these scary things happen like only every 27 years or something in this universe. And the first movie came out 27 years ago, and this it came out like 27 years later, which I think was like great marketing and is well done.
Wait, was that a precedent they set in the earlier ones, or did they just do that for marketing?
No,
reasons?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's that's like a thing
in the books.
No,
yeah, it's a significance in the books. Like the monster comes to that city every 27 or 29 years or something like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
so they won't do a sequel until like another 27 years, basically.
I doubt it. I mean,
they can't, right? I mean,
it's Hollywood. They're gonna ride that way.
It wouldn't be canon if they did.
For real.
I'm willing to put money. There's probably like 6 remakes by 29 years from now. Knowing Hollywood. But
yeah,
and even maybe I don't know, more scary things in the universe or something. But I don't want to get into spoilers for that movie because I think y'all should watch it, and I don't want to spoil any of it.
Yeah.
But moving on, I've also been watching this show called The Deuce. I think it's something that Sunny you would like because I know you're a fan of The Wire. Jason, did you ever watch The Wire?
Yeah, I watched some of it. I got like through most of the first season, and then I just didn't continue. I liked it though.
Right. Yeah. So this show takes place in New York in like I want to say like the late 70s or early 70s, right before the boom of pornography, I guess. And it's only been like 3 episodes deep, but it's a really lived-in universe. Like I love some of the shots that they use in the show where you just see like the main character James Franco walking from his bar to his house, and you just walk through the entire neighborhood, and the universe feels really lived in, like in The Wire. Like you could see yourself in that world, right? And you could see yourself in this world as well. But the character's really interesting. The story's still building. I still don't know what what the purpose of the show is, but it could just be about characters. Who knows? But the characters are really intriguing, which makes the show fun to watch. And it's well acted. James Franco, Maggie Gyllenhaal. Those are probably the 2 biggest names. The rest are all just like character actors from The Wire. A lot of actors that David Simon's comfortable with is recycled in the show, and it's just well done acting. So I think you guys should definitely watch that.
It's HBO.
It's HBO, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a slow burn. It's like an hour each episode, and it's just like it's all discussion, character development, and stuff like that. So it's really
like
interesting.
The Wire, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's be worth checking in at the end of the season to see if I'm continuing to watch it, if I like the show as well.
So it's ongoing.
It's ongoing, yeah. Yeah, who knows? Maybe in like 2 episodes I could hate it and probably never watch it again. But
what episode are you on?
Really like it. I'm sorry?
What episode are you on?
I'm on episode 3. The 4th episode should be coming out tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. At the time of this recording. So, and the last thing I want to talk about, which I don't think either of you seen, is a movie called Shot Caller. This movie stars Nicola Costa Waldo, or pretty sure I'm saying his name completely wrong, but Jamie Lannister, from Game of Thrones is in this movie as a banker who goes to jail for a DUI. I kind of talked a bit about this a little bit before on my Twitter, but it's basically like a prison movie and how the system like completely fucks you up. It's a really freaking good movie, and I think you guys should both watch it. I don't want to give anything away, but it's basically life inside a prison and how this guy has to change to survive. And I'm pretty sure we've seen other iterations of this before, but it's just a well done version of a prison movie. So
interesting. Apparently, it's a spiritual sequel to a movie called Felon.
Really?
From 2008. Same director, same writer. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Rick Roman Waugh.
Yeah, that dude he does like a ton of like prison movies and stuff like that. So it's definitely interesting to watch. It's like some parts are just like heavy, man. You got to like turn away for a little bit, but it's just like the dread of like I never want to go to jail in the US for anything. Like even like a petty crime, you just like get taken in by the system and get completely screwed over. So yeah, if you guys watch it, let me know. I'd love to discuss that a little bit further with y'all.
Yeah, Shot Caller.
Shot Caller, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. So is there anything else you all want to discuss or anything else pressing that you have been watching or interested in watching maybe coming up?
Can't wait for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I can't either. I think it's going to be really exciting.
A friend told me... Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sonny.
I was going to say, a friend told me to watch an Amazon show called Comrade Detective. It's supposed to be pretty short. And it's I think the way he described it to me is that it's a fake Soviet propaganda show playing on the American cop genre. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's got Channing Tatum in it. It's a comedy, like a dark comedy. Or dark and dry, or maybe more dry than dark. But yeah,
right.
Comrade Detective. Let me see.
Yeah, there's a ton of also like good movies coming out. We're creeping in on Oscar season, and I want to talk a little bit about Movie Pass. Have you guys heard about this? Movie Pass?
Seen this? Heard about this?
That's exactly what I was going for. I'm glad you got that started. So Movie Pass is a all-you-can-eat movie pass. So you pay $10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you pay $10 a month, and you can go watch one movie, 2D, standard showtime, standard, no IMAX, no 3D. You can go watch as many movies as you want in a month at a movie theater, one movie a day, and it's $10 a month, and you can cancel at any time. So I said, fuck it, let me sign up. Oscar season's about to start. There's a ton of my backlog that I want to go check out. So my card should be arriving sometime this week, and I think I'm just gonna go binge a ton of movies. I know I want to watch Wind River, the new Blade Runner's coming out, Mother, which I've heard so much about, which is supposed to be a very polarizing movie. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people move by it, a lot of people love it. So there's a ton of things I want to watch. Is this something you guys are interested in getting, or would you guys opt in for something like this?
This sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds pretty sick. I mean, $10, because most movies are more than that. So you go 2 movies.
You make your money back on the first episode. The demand was so crazy when they first announced this that debit cards. So the process works is they send you a debit card associated with an account on your phone, which is an app. Once you receive that card, you select the movie you want to watch on the app, buy the ticket. They transfer the funds to the debit card, and you go to the theater and buy a ticket that way. They also have some theaters where you can pick your seats, et cetera, but that's theater by theater, case by case. But it's a really interesting model. And when they did announce this, it was a 3 to 5 week wait because it like completely shut down their website. Like the internet just hugged their website and it went down for like a couple of hours. I remember when it was announced, I couldn't even get through the website. So
wow.
It would be great. I would love for you guys to sign up for this. And the fact that you can cancel whenever is like a huge plus too. So
yeah, $10 a month is pretty good. So
yeah, it's the fact that you make the money back on one show is just crazy. It's just dumb not to if you watch a movie a month.
Was it like certain theater companies that opted in or out of it? Was it like AMC theaters or something? Was it?
Yeah,
AMC,
so I see. Yeah, AMC's in it. I read that AMC was a little upset by it because they were like planning to do something like this themselves. So it kind of cuts into their own business. But For me, as long as the theater that I can walk to, there's a theater right outside my house and I can walk there. If it's still a part of this plan, I will sign up for this till they stop doing it or until they decide to hike up their prices, because this used to be like $35 a month before they lowered it to $10 a month.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, $10 a month is crazy. I mean, that's just that's the real draw. If it was $35 a month, I don't know if I would do it, but
I wouldn't do it for $35 a month.
$10 a month.
I don't watch. Yeah. So I think Sonny just signed up as we're talking. He's looking.
Yeah, I was looking at it right now.
I think
Which monitor is it?
The 4K one on the bottom. Dude, they so there's a theater apparently right next to my place called the Roxy Theater. It's a nonprofit old school theater, but they got a bunch of indie films and they support Movie Pass.
That's great.
So that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's a great time to probably look into it because there's gonna be a ton of good movies coming out. Just Oscar season's right around the corner, so a lot of good quality movies coming out soon. So
cool.
If there's nothing else, we can wrap up this episode. You guys have any further comments?
No. No.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. You can visit us on nocamspodcast.podai.co. You can catch me on Twitter at Akash0902. Sonny, anything to plug?
No.
All right. Jason, you good?
No, nothing.
You're not good? Okay, you're good. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right, guys. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.